This year, I'm kicking off the spring cleaning season with a decluttering job I've been putting off for a good long while, and for good reason. The thought of parting with my sentimental items causes me to get a little sweaty palmed and tense, and I'm actually feeling emotionally drained just looking at this stuff. But I'm going to share with you some of the tips I'm going to use myself, which might help you free yourself from the sentimental stuff that's clogging up your home. All right, I've gone corner to corner all across the house, and I've gathered all of my sentimental items. They are sitting here on the bed. They span from cards, CD players, cameras, photos, traveling tickets, and it takes up quite a bit of space when I spread it out here on my bed. I don't look at this stuff, I don't use this stuff, but for some reason, I keep it in my house where I feel like I'm already kind of running out of room. It is hard to part with it though. It came from people who shared something with me, and I don't want to let that go, and it also represents a different time in my life. But I know mostly that's irrational, so I'm going to stop the madness and get rid of some of this stuff, and I hope you'll come along with me. We get a ton of greeting cards, don't we? And it's funny because I can't tell you how many times I've thought to myself, $6 for a card? I'd rather just give the person the $6 and write something on a piece of recycled paper for them. Anyway, the greeting card industry is doing what it does, and power to them. But as you can see, I'm guilty of hoarding my fair share of cards, and it is time to free up some space and get rid of them. What I've decided to do is look at each card once. If it was a nice sentiment at the time, great, I can let it go. If it holds special meaning, I can keep it, like a graduation card or a special birthday or something. That said, I'm not going to keep every card from my deceased grandparents. I'm going to keep a few of the really meaningful ones and then safely part ways with the rest of them. If someone cared enough about you to write you a card, they also want you to be happy, and clutter does not make us happy. Now, a quick note about ex-boyfriends, girlfriends, or partners. I have letters and gifts from boyfriends, and let me tell you, as a happily married woman, there's really no need to keep that stuff. My future kids probably won't care, and frankly, do I even want them seeing that stuff? No. So today's the day. Goodbye, old boyfriends. It's been a slice. I've got the memories stored in the ultimate hard drive, and that's all that matters. That was part of my past, not my present, and certainly not my future. If you don't use it, you don't need it. It's as simple as that. Let's face it, we've all been giving gifts at one point or another from someone that we love very, very much, and their heart was in the right place. But it was just a misdirected gift, and you will never use it or display it or want anything to do with it, so what are you gonna do? Well, guilt takes over and you keep it. In the basement, under the stairs, besides the other useless, ugly, tacky gifts that you've received from your loved ones over the years. How can you possibly part with it? It will surely hurt their feelings. It will most definitely affect your relationship, right? Wrong, and that's the problem. Now, all of this stuff is taking up valuable storage space, and it will never ever get used, ever. These are deadbeat tenants. Either get rid of these gifts or give them a new life by donating them to Goodwill, selling them on eBay, or having a garage sale, and allow the items to be used for their intended purpose and not just gather dust under your stairs. There are many people in the world who would find a much better use for that item that you have not been able to. Let that item achieve its highest and best purpose. Drawings and paintings from children are precious. I mean, come on. That's me and Chad, and that lobster, bee, cat animal looking thing is Molly. But if you were to keep every single one of these pieces of art that you receive, you would run out of storage space quite quickly, especially if you have a few children contributing to the pile, or if you hang on to your own artwork. My mother took all of our paintings and drawings and whatnot, and she put those in a large chest. When we moved out of the house almost 10 years ago, she had an enormous job at hand. I watched her look at each piece of art. She smiled, she laughed, she cried, and she was able to slim it down by about 80%. When she asked my sister and I if we cared that she was getting rid of all of that art, we both emphatically told her no. She had been holding on to our art for years because she wanted to remember our childhood, and she certainly did, but those pieces of art sitting in the chest weren't what mattered. Now, some parents have started to digitize their children's artwork, and they're creating photo scrapbooks, which is a really neat idea. And my mom also would display our art on the kitchen wall, and every now and then she would get rid of some old pieces and replace it with some new pieces. There are lots of ways to honor your little Picassos, but unless they're actually Picassos, don't hang on to every creation. I know this one is hard. I do. And I don't think it's right to do this process during a mourning period either, because there's just too much emotional attachment and desire to hold on to every item that the person left behind. But one day, when you feel ready to do this, you can begin to sort through the items imparted to you and ask yourself, would this person who I love and who loved me want me to be storing all of their items even if they knew it was a burden for me? I honestly believe that the intention of someone who has passed away is for me to keep items of theirs which make me happy and bring back only fond memories. My grandmother left some gorgeous items behind which I keep and cherish and display. And other items like this necklace I really don't like, I will never wear, so I am safely going to part with it. I know it wouldn't upset her. I know she'd only want me to be very, very happy whenever I look at something she left me, not feeling burdened by guilt. Go easy on yourself during this process, but know that you can do it and move past the need to retain a deceased person's stuff. One of our upcoming videos for this spring cleaning series is all about digitizing your photos, books, DVDs, and CDs, so stay tuned for that. But if you're like me, you have way too many photos, and quite frankly, I can't remember the last time that I looked at them. Now, old photos are great and they're important, so don't get me wrong, but these days I spend far more time looking at photos on my phone or my computer. Also, when we take digital photos, we have the luxury to get rid of the bad ones. I remember developing film and seeing failed selfies, pictures of my hand, and those bad blinking or double chin photos. So why do I still have them? No answer. Those can go. So think about breathing the ultimate life back into old photos that have meaning to you by scanning the great ones into your computer. Then you can share it with friends or family members the next time you see them, because believe me, you will never, ever go out to dinner with a bunch of your friends lugging a big old shoebox full of pictures. Now, of course, keep the hard copies of the photos that you love, put them in an album, but then safely part ways with the bad ones or the ones that don't hold much meaning for you. For example, I have pictures of people who I used to be friends with back when I was a kid, but I'm not friends with them anymore, so those pictures don't mean anything to me. Those are part of the chunk of photos that I will be parting ways with. Credit is due to Chad for this one, and I think it's a great idea too, so I wanted to share it with you. All of your sentimental stuff can live in one box. Chad uses this banker's box from IKEA, and I'm going to use this container, which I've always used. You can see my old school writing on there, and I get to decide what goes in and what to get rid of. So what you do is you hold the item, you look at it quickly, and you ask yourself if you really need this item anymore. Maybe some of those photos that you scanned are extra special. Maybe one of the art pieces is your absolute favorite. Maybe you've got some travel or concert tickets that you want to go in there. But the point is, I'm now managing to contain all of my sentimental items into one place. And when it gets too full, I'm gonna need to throw some of that stuff out before I can put anything new in there. So my goal is to consolidate all of this into this. Remember, Clean My Space Nation, this is only stuff. The memories that are stirred up live within you, and when we let these items go, the memories will still be there. It's a wonderful way to move forward in life and not keep yourself tied to the past. I feel really invigorated now that I've actually gotten rid of a lot of this stuff. First we're going to the shredder, and then Goodwill, and then the garbage dump. And I can't wait to get my next spring cleaning decluttering project going with all of you guys. The comment question this week, well, I have two. What item can you absolutely not part with? And what item should you absolutely part with, but you just can't bring yourself to do it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested in actually seeing what some of the stuff was that I was getting rid of, follow me on Instagram because I'm going to put up some videos that you guys can check out. I'm at Melissa Maker, he is at the Chad Reynolds, we are at Clean My Space, and we've got all kinds of other little things going on spring cleaning wise that you can check out on Instagram, and you can also tag us in your spring cleaning projects. There's a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you liked this video and click this button right here to subscribe and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for sticking around. I've got a couple of great spring cleaning videos from last year's spring cleaning series. You can learn how to clean your washer and dryer and how to declutter your front hallway closet. Don't forget to check them out. See you next time.